Get him out of here.
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back. They snatched that chain, boy. Get back. What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back. We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. All right.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. I'm Brian Tyler. He's Jack O'Rourke. Here's Nick Pannone. He's Rob Watson. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, August 6, 2025. Fellas, how are we doing today? How was everybody's Tuesday nights?
Guards are back. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I mean, can't complain. You know, we've done a lot of campaigning for Shedeur Sanders on this program and really on this network at large. So we kind of got our way, didn't we?
When do you think people are going to catch on that Shedeur's paying us?
Never. If they haven't already at this point, never.
If I'm on payroll, I need an infinite amount more, bro. I'd be going hard for.
I will tell you though, I think Nick specifically can attest to this. The millisecond we lost to the New York Giants Week 3 last year, I first declared Shedeur Sanders as the Cleveland Browns. So like we've been around sniffing this for a long time. We went through him as the number 2 pick, a 5th round. We've just been on the Shedeur wave no matter what. So at a certain point, yeah, you just gotta be excited to see the kid play football.
I need that Chomps Deshaun deal if I'm gonna be on payroll, bro. I need the max. I need the max.
Who? The Supermax. The Supermax Glaze contract.
Hit that who one more time.
It's funny. It's funny how the world works out. You know, I believe I said this about a month ago, that opportunity comes when you least expect it. And it's going to come. Regardless, in one way, shape, or another, it's going to come. And for Shedeur Sanders, it comes sooner than later than I think most of us thought. Kevin Stefanski just minutes ago officially announced that Shedeur Sanders will be under center to start the preseason game. Their first one Friday in Carolina. They're in Carolina as we speak. Joint practice began what should have been at least 2 minutes ago. So they're in Carolina doing the joint practices. I'm sure we'll get all the great grainy film of them battling it out in Carolina.
It's pouring. So,
but guys, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, hamstring injuries. Joe Flacco's 40 years old. Snoop Huntley just got to the team. This makes the most sense. There's really the only logical reason that Shedeur Sanders will be the starter for Friday. Dave Canales came out a little bit ago, said that the Carolina Panthers will start their starters in the first quarter, at least the first series, that is. So we're going to get our first look at Shedeur Sanders with the first team going against first team defense for the Carolina Panthers. I'm excited. This is a huge moment for Shedeur. I knew the opportunity was going to come eventually, and here it is for one. Shedeur Sanders. It's going to be a start to a legendary career on Friday.
guys, I believe in fate. I really do. You know, I'm a pretty religious person, and the saying that's rung true in my life is that God works in strange ways, and like, I think that's true in like our personal lives, but it could also be true in like your sports fandom. The Browns have been wandering this quarterback desert since 1999. Every step of the way, there have been things that have not made sense. Like when Baker Mayfield got his first opportunity in the National Football League, it became because of injury, you know, and they hadn't won a game in over a year. They were counting the day. It was past 400 days since the Browns had won their last game, and Tyrod Taylor goes down, Baker Mayfield goes in, and it was the start of something new. So I always kind of have had it in the back of my mind that whoever will become the franchise quarterback, whether it's Shedeur Sanders or not, fate is going to have to play a little bit of a role in this, and it's going to have to be a happy accident. And is there no better happy accident than this one, where Shedeur Sanders hasn't had much of an opportunity at all in practice. Today is going to be his first time really getting true run in with the first team. That's a little bit dangerous. You could have the conversation about, is Shedeur really set up for success in this first preseason look because of his lack of activity in training camp to date? However, I'm hopeful, and this is all that we have to hold on to, is hope that Shedeur Sanders can overcome the lack of preparation against the Carolina defense that isn't stellar. I know a lot of people are excited about the Panthers and think that Bryce Young can elevate them this year, but let's not pretend like this was some world beater team. I really want to see Shedeur go out there and play well. I'm beyond, excited that he finally has an opportunity. I know that seems crazy to say because this is the first preseason game, but if you would have asked us a week ago, we would have told you that it would have been Kenny Pickett if he could have gotten healthy to start this game. We would have told you that Dylan Gabriel was ahead of Shedeur Sanders on the depth chart because he has had the king's ransom of snaps in training camp. That's what makes these things so difficult to project and to predict far out, because the NFL is, coined as a week-to-week business. It's really a day-to-day business, and we see this unfold right in front of us with Shedeur Sanders finally getting this opportunity.
I'm just so excited for the prospects of Shedeur going out there and balling. I think it'd be just the most fun thing in the world. Like, a little bit, it's like the reverse of last Browns season, where the Browns were so bad and the offense didn't move the ball the first couple of weeks of the year, where it almost seemed like people gave an extra bit of a shit about Cleveland baseball for the first time in forever. It's the reverse now, where the Guards had a terrible, disappointing season in some ways, not a ton of home runs, even if they're still competing for a wild card spot. You get this kid like Shedeur Sanders, who's supposed to be such a high pick, gets a pie thrown in his face, essentially. He seems so humble the whole entire way. His dad was battling cancer. Like, there couldn't be a cooler story of a kid just working out and finally finding it in Cleveland than a kid like Shedeur Sanders. And, like, with how boring this Guardian season has been, for the lack of a better word, and just waiting for good football, the 2 years of Deshaun that were basically wasted in a way. Like, if he comes out, just has a good preseason game, this city will be in flames.
So, unironically, I think this is the most important game of Shedeur's career, even though it's a preseason game. I know it's
100%.
crazy to say, but it 100% is. And the last time I remember watching what was, at the time, the most important game of his career was the first time he played at Colorado, when they had all this hype.
I bet on them.
Travis Hunter, they go into
TCU.
Yeah.
I bet on them.
The defending runner-ups. And what did Shedeur Sanders do the last time the whole world was watching him, when he had all the pressure on him? He went 38 for 47 with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 510 yards. I think he's someone who's built for the moment. That was a 200 quarterback rating. He's built for the moments. He doesn't shy away. He's been bred for this his whole life by his father, who's had the blueprint, who is another man of faith, who's just been preaching all that to him all his life, to be confident and just let things work out the way they are. Nobody expected this to be the path. Me and Ryan used to talk about how we wanted him to be our number 2 pick and all this stuff. Now it's the 5th round, 4th string. But regardless, he's got a moment to where he's going to get to prove everyone wrong, or at least set himself up for success, to then continue stepping up the ladder and making his way to becoming possibly our QB1.
Rob, you mentioned this being the biggest game of Shedeur Sanders' career, and it really is, right? Because this is a 4-man quarterback competition. It's the island of misfit toys. It's 4 dudes that nobody else wanted. For Shedeur Sanders, if you play well in this game, the noise is going to be so loud locally and nationally that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry aren't going to be able to ignore it. I'm sorry, someone will hold them accountable, that you're not going to be able to continue to handle this kid with kid gloves and training wheels, and you're going to have to turn him loose at some point when you get back to practice, and long gone will be the days of Shedeur Sanders throwing to equipment guys with the 4th string. Like, he's going to be owed his respect in those practices if he plays well in this preseason game. The entire thing with Shedeur Sanders, to me, is found money, right? Like, the fact that you got him in the 5th round when the other quarterbacks on your roster, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett, have a combined 0% chance of ever becoming a franchise quarterback in the National Football League, you might as well see what you've got with the found money and with the one guy that has a chance of becoming a franchise quarterback. This was the path that we all wanted. I think we all said the most logical path for the Browns this season is Joe Flacco to get through that gauntlet, difficult start to the schedule and turn the keys over to Shedeur Sanders. Now it's up to him. The stars have aligned as much as they're going to for a Cleveland Browns quarterback. Play well in this game and never look back should be Shedeur Sanders' mindset going into this. Like, make it impossible for them to take you off the field in these next 2 preseason games.
And I think, Nick, too, to build off that, like, has there ever been a quarterback who's been used to not great O-line play and just lofty high expectations his whole entire time, every time he steps on the field being cameras on him too, than Shedeur Sanders?
No, here's another piece of this, though, and the piece that, like, is almost giving me a little bit pause, and I don't want to say it's making me nervous. This is going to be beyond vanilla. They are going to treat him as their 4th string quarterback in this game. I wouldn't be stunned if he plays a half of football and then it's Tyler Huntley for the second half, and in that first half, it's going to be a lot of Jerome Ford, a lot of Dylan Sampson, and a lot of dump-off throws at the line of scrimmage. Like, I think there are going to be people nationally Monday upset at the Browns because they didn't let Shedeur Sanders turn this thing loose, and that's fine. I think I'm okay with the Browns trying their hardest to take care of Shedeur Sanders because he hasn't had that equal opportunity to the other QBs on the roster, not to mention Stefanski just announced minutes ago, Cedric Tillman won't play. Jerry Jeudy won't play. So I guess you're
Deontay.
Good news and bad news. The bad news is the level of receivers that you're going to be out there with aren't that high. The good news is you're going to be throwing the receivers you're used to throwing to at the back end of this roster.
Are the equipment managers going to be in helmets?
Now, we got Gage and Luke Floria. Trust, bro. We're good. Trust.
All right, let's talk expectations because this is Shedeur Sanders' first real opportunity with the ones. Now, we don't know who's going to be playing. We don't know how long they're going to be playing. We know some starters will be playing. Kevin Stefanski said some starters won't, whether it's due to injury or whether they just simply don't need to. Like, do you really need to throw out a guy like Joel Bitonio in the preseason? The answer to that is no.
Right.
Now, is it fair to look at this one-game sample size of Shedeur, whether it goes amazing or whether it goes terribly wrong? No, but is that the reality? Probably, because you're buried on the depth chart, because your lack of opportunity. Shedeur Sanders needs to go out there and show something. Now, I'm thinking of the best way to put this. What is the expectation, or what are we looking for out of Shedeur, rather than necessarily results, but processing, going through your progressions, finding your open receivers, hitting them in rhythm? It's probably an easy answer, but what are we looking for out of Shedeur Sanders in this week one?
Competence, and really just, competent football and being able to keep the car on the road. Like, I really think that's what Kevin Stefanski's looking for in his next quarterback, and that's why they like Dylan Gabriel. You mentioned the processing, Ryan. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to freak out. The fact that he's really good on a whiteboard with an expo marker is great, and maybe Shedeur's not as good. We don't know. We're not in those meeting rooms. Neither is the Cleveland Browns media. Maybe that's why Shedeur Sanders is all the way at 4th on the depth chart, because when they go in the classroom, and they've got a lot more time in the classroom than they do on the practice field because of the sheer amount of time they're spending in that building this time of year and the little amount of time that they're actually allowed to practice because of the NFLPA, maybe Gabriel is just more of an intelligent QB than Shedeur Sanders, but that does not equate to success on the field. We've seen that time and again. There have been guys that have come through here that are super geniuses. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, of the last 40 quarterbacks that this organization has started, there have been some really smart dudes in that bunch, and it's just kind of a shame that they weren't able to back it up with their play on the field, because they would have been really nice guys and really nice pieces to keep around. So I think this opportunity, and what I'm expecting for Shedeur Sanders, is to just play catch up in real time to Dylan Gabriel and make the Browns coaching staff realize this was a guy that should not have fallen to the 5th round, and this was a guy that had real first, second round NFL draft expectations at one point.
I think for me, it's got to be just seeing Shedeur step up in the pocket and just managing the pocket. I think that's been like one of the biggest keys they've been looking to see more out of him so far throughout camp, is like how he manages an NFL pocket. And I think just building off that too, just after watching Deshaun Watson play football for as long as I did and not always knowing what to do or when to get out of the pocket, when to stay in, hangs too long sometimes, I want to see the ball get out quick.
One of the knocks on Shedeur was taking unnecessary sacks coming out of Colorado.
Rolling
and
out,
God,
man.
how many times did we see Deshaun Watson just completely
Sit there.
evade
Yep.
a very clean pocket? And that's one of the most frustrating things. It's frustrating for us to watch on television. I can't imagine the O-line coach going crazy when your O-line is doing their jobs and your quarterback is still getting unnecessary sacks. That's something Shedeur Sanders certainly has to avoid. All right, guys, what do you say we take our first break? When we get back, NFL banning smelling salts. George Kittle is not happy. Jack O'Rourke is not happy.
I'm livid about
this news. We'll talk about that when we get back right here on The Big Factor.
It sounded like that wall was about to
No,
cave
someone's
in.
knocking me back here.
Joey Fast.
That just scared the shit out of
Oh,
me.
me knocking or the
Yeah,
person behind
you
me
knocking. I thought we were
No,
getting
someone.
shot
No,
up.
someone like the
There is
room
someone who's sitting
shook.
directly behind me right now who knocked.
Joey.
Yeah.
This airport, man.
It's not fat.
Tear it down and tear it down.
No, come on. Yeah, we'll be having our studios in Brook Park soon enough. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack O'Rourke.
room shook, bro. My heart is in my feet. Oh my
right, let's-
goodness.
Are we
There's
okay?
nothing back
It
there.
was,
Who
there's
was
nothing,
that?
but it was
Tia,
like a,
bro.
it was like a small, like the whole desk
Yeah.
shook.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I mean,
it just scared the
Outside the fact that like Bigfoot could be the Kool-Aid man might be coming and go, oh yeah, it's through the,
That's what
like, break through the wall any
That is
second.
what it felt like.
Yeah, you heard
dude.
about Shedeur. Jeez.
All right, I got to tell you about our great friends over at Fairway Ford, Ohio. Fairway Ford is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealer. You see right up there, Fairway Ford Summer Sale going on. It's the perfect opportunity to make your drive, the short drive that is to Canfield, Ohio, and potentially find your dream vehicle and save thousands of dollars while doing it. Over 500 vehicles in stock on their lot. So don't let that short drive, again, prevent you from saving thousands of dollars. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Scan that QR code now or go give their website a visit, fairwayfordohio.com. Again, that's fairwayfordohio.com. Jack, I saw you were talking to, was it Mike Mondays?
Yes, I reached out to our guy, Mike Mondays. I saw a new post go up. It had been a week or two since we got a Mike Monday post out, so I made sure to comment. The fine people over at Fairway Ford were asking when we're getting back out there, so hopefully we can before the weather gets cold.
Yeah, or bring Fairway Mike here
That would be
into the
ideal,
studio. That'd be electric.
optimal.
All right, guys. George Kittle made the announcement. He crashed an interview with Fred Warner on NFL Network that the NFL is banning smelling salts. According to a memo provided by the league, beginning this season, teams are prohibited from, quote, providing or supplying ammonia in any form that includes ammonia capsules, inhalers, ammonia in a cup, and any form of smelling salts. The FDA issued a warning regarding the lack of evidence supporting the safety or
The hell do they know?
of AIs, which is the ammonia inhalers, marketed for improving mental alertness or boosting energy. The FDA noted potential negative effects from AI use. AIs also have the potential to mask certain neurological signs and symptoms, including some potential signs of concussion. Come on, the NFL doesn't care about concussions. Jack, you are not
There's a
a
whole movie
fan.
about that.
You are not a fan of them banning smelling salts. I'm not either.
No, I think it's a really dumb decision. I mean, I do understand from the concussion lens if you want to, like, I'm sure it could help wake a guy up a little bit more for 10 seconds and help them pass the test. So if that's where your head is at, that's the end goal. Yeah, the end can justify the means there and you can get rid of it. But as I come from a hockey background, Ryan, and outside of football, I would say hockey's probably the biggest sport with smelling salts. Like, every NHL game you see guys before every single shift breaking into them. I remember, like, my freshman and sophomore year at college, I think I had a smelling salt before every single big test, like before broadcasting hockey every single period. I mean, I those things got me going. Just one little quick, and you're good to go. It gets your body going for a couple minutes. It opens up everything. Like, I don't know how you could ban something that just gets people excited.
Well, I here's the thing, right?
I do.
Yeah, I
do too, but
I have to
what
say,
is
like,
this take?
I don't care. Yeah,
Legalize Coke.
I don't care about this at all. I really don't. Like, I actually thought it was kind of sad that, like, George Kittle, like, decided yesterday that he was going to, this was the hill that he was going to die on, and he decided that he was going to be the champion of this. I have to say, like, I do understand it because, like, every sideline that they show, you see somebody in the background doing it. And, like, when you've got kids watching these games, like, I know, like, as somebody that grew up playing sports, 7th, 8th grade, we had kids cracking smelling salts, throwing in an empty water bottle like this, and pretty much hitting an ammonia geeb, dude. So
An ammonia geeb is outrageous.
so, like,
What is going on?
you know,
In 7th grade?
so, like, I do, yeah. So,
Bro,
I,
fifth graders have jewels nowadays.
yeah, so I do understand why this is something that's getting banned because, like, you know, if it's been around for decades, and just the fact that it's on the sidelines is so, like, prevalent as part of the broadcast, it's almost like you can't avoid it. I wonder how much they police this though. Like, that's the thing.
Here's the thing, because from what I
impossible.
understand,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to do it obviously on the sidelines in the game, but they also claim that you're not allowed to do it pregame or in the halftime locker room. Well, guess what? I can go take a piss and rip 8 smelling salts. How are you going to know?
And the memo reads that the teams can't provide it. Okay, well, like it's not like
You can get a bag of 1,000 on Amazon for $20.
Well, like we're not
What is
selling
going
meth
on
here. Ammonia is kind of easy to come by. So I wonder how much this is being policed. I feel like maybe George Kittle just really didn't like it and decided that yesterday was a day to make an example out of the NFL, to magnify how stupid this is. I think it's stupid on all accounts. I think it's stupid on the league for even announcing that they're banning this, and I think it's stupid on George Kittle for magnifying this and making it out of be a bigger deal than what it already is. But I do understand why the league wants to, make sure they're not supplying this.
I mean,
stuff.
he said that he does he like takes a whiff of one before every single drive.
Yeah,
like
he's
obviously
a
moderation's a
CTE
big
type
thing,
dude,
but like
bro. I don't.
do it 5 times a week, it's not going to kill you.
The no fun league strikes again. George Kittle's in my opinion the best tight end in the league overall. Like that dude throws his body to block. If a dude is throwing his body like for the NFL's entertainment so they make money, let the dude rip a smelling salt here and there. Come on. What are we doing?
It's so.
He said he was doing it every drive.
That is a lot.
Good.
It's so either
Good.
way. He's one of them dudes that just needs it though. Like he's a crackhead. But like I don't know. When I
That's
think
my tight end one.
when I think smelling sauce, I just think of like the kids that used to like sniff Sharpies all day in class, bro. Like I don't know. Like this just. I'm
People
just
did that too.
Huffing paint.
bro. Like I don't. It's giving off the same thing. If people want, like, I'm sure there's negative effects. I'm sure you're destroying brain cells or something, bro. But if they want, I mean, they play football, so they're doing it anyway. So who really cares? But I'm lost on why this is news either way. I don't know why they banned it. I don't know why it was announced. I don't know why he cares so much.
I mean, he felt the need to crash the set at NFL
Yeah,
Network
like,
yesterday.
He
Like
needs them, bro.
he was big
He
time.
can- They're
like his
he
water.
wasn't kidding.
There's
It was-
hydration.
He will keep taking them if he really wants to. I'm
He-
sure it'll be fine.
He
bro.
was not joking about. That's what like blows my. That's the part
Yeah,
that
no, he was
that
like
I'm
really,
kinda
really
stumbled-
serious about it, yeah.
He said he was going to file a grievance with the league over this. Like,
What if bro's stats just drop like all the way to the
What if he was
gutter?
what
Like,
if he was a
just
smelling
sucks.
salt merchant?
Well, remember what
smart
happened in
merchant.
baseball when they banned sticky stuff, and then all the starting pitchers that were using sticky stuff like an exuberant rate kind of got exposed there for like 3 or 4
So
months.
you think George
now
Kittle's
they're
a
pitching
fake crash
Guangdong
out?
to 5
He's
ERAs,
a fake crash
Trevor.
out that needs smelling salts to really block and do all this crazy stuff he does. That's hey, perhaps, man.
What would be the weirdest sport to rip a smelling salt before? Golf?
No, bowling.
Yeah.
I'm about to say like
Bowling.
No, because bowling.
Imagine Pete Weber taking a whiff and then just
Right.
throwing a turkey.
I've never seen a human
Gobble,
being
gobble.
take a smelling salt in the 20 years I've played basketball.
Chess?
I've never seen it not one time, bro.
Chess? Magnus
Imagine
Carlsen?
Ty Dillon just taking a little whiff.
I
before
feel
that.
like
That'd be dangerous,
if you don't
probably.
play football or hockey, I don't know why you would do it. What sport is
I
it?
just don't understand the issue. Like the NFL athletes in general have been putting stuff in their body to enhance their performance since we were cavemen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no whether they knew what it was or not, they were just ripping shit.
Yeah.
What about the whole point of it to like wake people up? Are we just gonna stop that though? So
Well,
if
that's
someone's
the thing.
KO'd, are we just gonna say, oh, we can't give him a smelling salt now,
Right.
Because he's just on the
That's-
field.
They help
just-
get people back cooking a little bit. They can do something to help you too.
I don't
Yeah.
understand the ban. Like, to pretend they care about concussions and their athletes' well-being is just an absolute joke.
Roger's about to send the black SUVs.
That's
bro.
fine. If I die tomorrow, like, you know who killed me? It was Roger Goodell.
But
But
we got to take off for it now. We're
Yeah.
we're gonna miss a couple episodes of the Big Factor because we're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
have to tape Ryan
gonna-
60 minutes.
I'm gonna order some smelling salts and we're gonna rip them before the Big Factor
Not
tomorrow.
ripping a
Dude,
smelling
the-
salt, bro.
let's do it.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. But I just don't understand the point of banning them. Like, are they really that harmful? I get it if I'm George Kittle, if that's something you've been doing in your career for the entire time, and you have a tough job. Not only are you going out there and trying to route up linebackers and whatnot, but you're throwing your body. He's the best blocking tight end in the league. You need a little get me up. A little smelling salt never hurt anybody.
He could start
did it?
drinking Celsius. He'll be good. Bro.
No.
Whatever
Does not
works
do the
for
same
him.
thing at all.
He'll figure it out, bro. He'll put the smelling
Well,
salt.
I think the smelling salt is more like it like clears your mind out. Like you get like your nose opens up. Like
He'll
you
put
kinda,
it
like,
in
you
the
think
water
clearly,
bottle
like
like the
that's
kids
it's
Nick
different
used to
than
hang out were doing.
Celsius. Your heart just feels like you're on fire.
I mean, I didn't hang, like, dude, these kids, like you mentioned, never seeing anybody do it on a basketball court. Like they, like, yeah, I don't know what was going on with the water bottle. we do have some updates from Cleveland Browns joint practices.
Oh no.
Deshaun Watson has made the trip to Carolina, so the Browns have all 6 of their quarterbacks on the active roster.
See, that's a team player.
Put the camera on me.
Leader.
I wonder, will the Gab Gowdy floated a fun question. Will the Browns finish the season with more wins than they have quarterbacks?
No.
Well, if
No.
it's six, if you're counting them as 6 right
Currently
now,
up
yeah.
6.
There's
We're gonna
no.
get down to 5, and we're gonna win 4 games. Book it now.
Current Pro Bowl cornerback J.C. Horn, hopefully everything's okay with him, was involved in a car accident on his way to joint practices this morning
jeez.
and won't participate. And it is raining, so it's going to be tough to.
Get ready to learn Jerome Ford.
Yeah, it's raining pretty
Again?
good.
Get ready
and
to learn
Tyler
2.2 yards per
Huntley's
carry.
wearing 6.
6,
Dude,
7.
if he comes in Baker's number and just wins 1 game this year, I'd be the happiest MF.
Why
on
do
the
you
planet.
like Tyler Huntley so much? It's starting to aggravate me. He sucks at football.
He's fun.
just not him,
You're
bro.
talking about a Pro Bowler, by the way.
I guess, bro.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, flipping over to baseball, the Guardians, Jack, take 2 in a row from the Mets, looking to get the sweep, creeping into that final
Objects
wild
in the
card
mirror closer
spot.
than they appear.
Can they get it by the time the playoffs roll around? We'll talk about that and more when we get back right on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, and Rob Watson. Before we dive into the Cleveland Guardians, got to tell you about our friends over at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors. Did you just rip a smelling salt? Garage Beer comes in 2 flavors, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPA. It's just beer the way you want it to taste, and that's beer-flavored beer. Scan that QR code now or go give their website a visit, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. Jack, the Guardians are coming along. They take 2 in a row from the Mets. Frank the Tank had an epic crash out as he continues to cry about his New York Mets. Jack, 1.5 games out of that final wild card spot. Can the Cleveland Guardians actually do it?
Dude, absolutely they can. And it's not necessarily because they're going to go out and play well above 500 baseball the last 2 months of the year, but I think the AL is real wide open, dude. I mean, when you look at what the Yankees are doing right now, they bring in Devin Williams for a ton of money in the offseason. Devin Williams has already given up as many earned runs this year as he has the last 3 years. They went out, got Jake Bird from the Colorado Rockies as a reliever at the deadline. They already sent him down. There is just straight panic going on in the Bronx. Meanwhile, right on over in the Queens, the Guards are winning games. The Tigers literally cannot win a baseball game unless Skubal is on the mound. Hell, I wouldn't even say the division race is over at this point, even though it's only 7 games. Like, it's a fun time to be a Guardians fan. Gabriel Arias has been awesome the last couple of days. My only qualm is that Kyle Manzardo just needs to bat every single time it's humanly possible.
Jack, you wrote this question. I'm curious as to what you meant by this. If this team makes the playoffs, would it send the wrong message to the organization? Explain yourself.
Yeah, so I think
boy.
that's we talked earlier about the ends justifying the means, right? Like, I think we did a lot of things wrong in this offseason building off of an ALCS roster, and I think we played kind of crappy baseball for a majority of the season. It's looking like with how easy our schedule is and what the rest of the AL is doing, there's a chance this team can turn it around, sneak into the playoffs, sell out a couple playoff home games, and everyone goes home to the bank happy, right? And I'm a little bit worried that if this team actually does make the playoffs, instead of, say, plateau at 84 wins or 81 wins or something like that, and miss the playoffs by a couple of games, instead of seeing some sort of rehaul or mini move around to get a roster around Jose Ramirez, they might say, shit, we can do this every single year.
You ever heard of mission failed successfully? I think that's something that could happen if this happens. Like, everything that you actually needed to get out of the season, they may not get because of the just false narrative that we're a playoff team because they somehow stumbled in because everyone messed up and we just did enough, but really major changes need to be made.
Are the Cleveland Guardians the MLB equivalent to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I said this months ago, bro.
Yeah.
I was trying to put you guys on the game. Like, they got a good culture. They got good, like, the small ball, whatever, the guards ball. It works, but it's never going to get you over the hump. It's cool, but like Ryan said, he would never want to be a fan of the Steelers. I kind of see what he means now. It's like, what does it mean to barely get there, but no, you never have a shot, but then never be able to improve and just be stuck in the middle the whole time? It's a little maddening.
I would say like, Mike Tomlin was their coach last time they won a Super Bowl, right? It wasn't Bill Cowher. So, I mean, at least you can say, I know they haven't won a playoff game in forever and stuff. Like, you can say, like, hey, I've seen Mike Tomlin get the ring at least. You know, like, you can't say that with the Guardians since 1948.
I'd say as well, too, like, I don't think this is all for nothing. Like, if they make the playoffs, I will be very happy. I'm, actively wanting that to happen, and I think we all are, so we'll lead with that. But I think it's how you go about it and how you find your way there. Like, if you go about it and you find your way there with too much Carlos Santana and too much Nolan Jones, and you're leaning way too heavily on Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan, the starting pitching, and the bullpen, which has bounced back and is starting to take to form and look how they looked last year. I watched Kobe Allard shut down Juan Soto last night.
No shuffles.
You need to do this. Like, you need to make the postseason with the kids too. Like Manzardo needs to play a big role in it. Kafis needs to play a good role in it. And that's how we would all feel great about the Guardians making the playoffs, because then it would be, okay, at least we've established a building block here. Like, at least next year we know Kyle Manzardo is our starting everyday first baseman. CJ Kafis is going to start next year in right field. Or if you want to go, in the opposite day on that, and you want to have Kafis at first base and DH Manzardo every day, I don't care how it looks. I just need to see these young kids that are promising bats continue to contribute consistently. And in order for that consistency to come, it's the same conversation we're having with the Browns. They've got to at least have that opportunity to be in the lineup every day. And if worst case, if Kyle Manzardo, they put him in the lineup every day and he starts stinking up the joint and he's not the same hitter that he is on this platoon process that they've got him on, then you have your answer that he's not it. And you can move on and find the next person to be it. But until you give him that fair shake, and the same thing really goes for Kafis, and it kind of stinks that we'll probably not be able to see DeLauder and Brito this year, you're never going to know unless you give them consistent at-bats.
Jack, when can we expect Travis Bazzano to get called up to Columbus?
To Columbus, dude. I mean, I thought it was gonna be yesterday,
Should
so
be today.
it's coming up. I mean, they do a lot of their movements on Mondays because that's usually the off day in the MILB. But you got to think it's coming soon. Like Rob, we were talking about it with Nick yesterday in the office.
He's
like
cooking.
He's finally starting to hit those milestones that a couple other guys in his draft class hit at the higher levels of the minor leagues. So yeah, especially with Nick just talked about it as well. Like Juan Brito, it's looking more and more like you're either one, not going to see him at all the rest of the year, or two, it might be too late to even get him up to Cleveland outside like the last week of the year or something. So there really are going to be at bats you can open up in Columbus, especially because Angel Henao is probably not going to get up there this year. He's been struggling a little bit post shoulder injury. So I think there's no excuse for Bazzano to not be in Columbus yesterday.
What is the biggest difference that you've noticed in this ball club since the 10-game losing streak, since the post-All-Star break, to be able to climb back and get into that wild card picture just 1.5 games back? What's the biggest difference?
Honestly, it's just getting a tiny bit of consistency out of the lineup. And I know they're not a 10-run per game offense now, but like even that 10-game losing streak, there were a couple of shitters in there. Don't get me wrong, Ryan, but like the starting pitching in general has been really solid basically since the middle of May now. Like they've stabilized even without Luis Ortiz, trading Shane Bieber. Yeah, they don't have that top-level arm. Gavin Williams kind of looking like it since the All-Star break quite yet, but like they've just found a way that every single day their starters are giving their team a chance to go out there and compete, limiting teams to 3-4 runs. Your lineup can go out there and stay in it. And dude, the bullpen's been awesome. Like Nick talked about it, Kobe Allard getting down Juan Soto last night. Even Festa's been solid recently. Jacob Junis was good last night, got 2 big outs. Like if the bullpen keeps doing this by committee thing and they find a way to rock without Clase, like man, they're fun.
Matt Festa was your winning pitcher last night. Don't let that get lost in the footnotes
Joey?
On the game note sheet. Here's the thing.
Not acknowledging.
like, it's crazy to think that 9 days ago, just a little bit over a week, was when Emmanuel Clase got popped and added onto the MLB's commissioner exempt list, and when Colorado came in here and Tyler Freeman was the hero. I don't want to say that was like a turning point for this team, but that was a day where we all thought that this team was done, dead in the water, were the 2025 Cleveland Guardians. And ever since, I think it's fair to say playoffs could be on the mind and should be on the mind for everybody. Like you're pretty much less than 2 games out of that wild card race. The division is just 7 games away, which like that is you got a little over a month of baseball. The division is pretty much wrapped up, and I've been saying that for a pretty long time. Like, Detroit has their cracks. Try to get in as a wild card team, though. There's no shame in that. And again, it's how it looks. Get there with the young kids.
Rob, you have a question? You raised your hand.
No, I got baseball analysis. I think a turning point has been the Prof and Arias, bro, but especially Rocchio. He's on a hitting streak, right? It's been a bunch of games in a row, but he's been like.
Dude, I thought he hit the coolest home run of all time.
Is Brian Rocchio just a back nine bully?
Brian Rocchio, well, yeah, obviously. We saw last year coming up big in October, but Brian Rocchio is like the baseball version of Jameis Winston, basically. Like, you get some really, really fun stuff. You get some pretty crazy stuff in there sometimes, too. I love watching Brian Rocchio play baseball.
The Wolverine?
Yeah, he
I
is.
can see that.
Rocchio spins the wheel of,
I can see that.
Derek Jeter, Max Moroff, and, Francisco Lindor. And it lands on one of the three.
When you
Max
get
Moroff is half the
him
pie
and
chart.
Arias being kind of consistent in the lineup, being able to do literally something other than be the easy outs that they can be at times, that's when it starts to get respectable. That when the pitching is the way it is, I could believe they could get the 3, 4, maybe 5 runs to win a game.
Because they're young bats. They're showing up. Like, they're finally showing up. That's what we've been pleading for all year. And they're finally getting some consistent looks. Are Gabriel and Arias together as a tandem, and you're starting to see the payoff.
I'll say, too, with Arias, I give a lot of credit to the organization for sticking with him as long as they have. Like, I think we've talked about it on the show for months now. Like, I've always been a Gabby guy, but, like, the thing with him is he's had chances. You know, he got here in, I believe, late 2021, was here for 2022, even started playoff games in 2022, and it never quite clicked. Always kind of hung around that, like, 230, 10-ish home runs, not a totally consistent bat, never really walked, struggled massively with the outside part of the play, and he's slowly turning it around. And, like, when, like Nick said, like, when you do get these guys every day at bats and they're playing against righties and lefties and just staying in the lineup, when you do start to hit and things can click, that's how guys like Gabriel Arias, who it might be more mental when they struggle, to be honest. Like, if they start hitting balls 440 feet, that's when it
I think it's
flips
mental,
real quick.
bro. When he hits the ball, he actually looks insane. Like, he looks like a guy that when he's making the contact, he looks like someone who I would think is like a top
dude, if you're looking at just like
bro.
body, like just should be
He
a
looks
dude,
the part,
he's
bro.
way bigger than Jose and
The
Frankie.
motions,
he's probably 3
the
inches taller than
swing
Frankie and
looks
5
good.
inches taller than Jose.
It looks super smooth. Like, he looks the part, but I think, obviously something not clicking for him. And it might be the consistency. You see that for a lot of like basketball players, not getting consistent minutes. Your shots will vary every game, for scoring. Could be the same thing for him. If he gets consistent and gets in a rhythm, then you could see him take those next steps forward.
Shout out Luke Coyne in the YouTube comments. Only 7 back in the division, got 6 left against the Detroit.
Yeah, we
Tigers.
have them. I think they're all the last 2 weeks of the year too. But that's the thing is, like, if you read, and I know that Tigers fans don't speak for the organization, but if you look at how shit panicked Tigers fans are right now about the guards coming back, they already remember last year. Lane Thomas loves swinging at the first pitch. Like, we are in their heads, and it would be so cool to, if we took the division back from them and then beat them in the playoffs again. I'd be so fucking happy.
Get me to the truck park, man. That's all I want.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
bro.
all I want.
That's the agenda. Let's just get back to that truck park. A little more Browns news as joint practices continue to unfold. Guys, I'm so confused.
What happened?
From Mary Kay Cabot, Joe Flacco will get most of the first team reps in team drills today versus the Panthers.
Tight.
I'm so confused.
Hold on. Hear me out. Kind of makes sense because he needs to get the reps with the one still because he's still the guy. He's still the starter. He's just not going to play in the preseason game. Every other rep should be Shedeur's though, right? Well, Huntley might get like a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Shedeur can't become QB1 just.
We just add one more. Just sign another quarterback today.
CJ Beathard, we went through that list.
Jeff Driscoll, you are a
it
Cleveland
makes
Brown.
sense because Joe's got to be ready to play week 1. He needs to see some live action against another first team defense with the first team players. I don't hate it. All
right.
But it's good. It's good.
All right, we got to take a break. When we get back here on The Big Factor, we'll flip it over. ESPN reached a landmark deal with the National Football League to acquire NFL Network and all of their assets. WNBA has a sex toy problem. We'll talk about that when we get back right here on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor and the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, Rob Watson. Nick, it is coming up so soon, the 2025 Great Chautauqua County Fair.
Get your tickets now, joggafair.com, August 28th through Monday, September 1st, Ohio's oldest, most continuous fair this Labor Day weekend. It is truly going to be a phenomenal time. Get your tickets now at joggafair.com. The website is absolutely loaded. The full fair schedule is on there with the demolition derby, this truck and tractor pulls. Monday, there's a high steel rodeo, fellas. I absolutely can't wait to get out there. And if you're looking for some family fun this Labor Day weekend, you got Monday off. You get, take the long weekend, get the kids out of the house right before school's getting ready to start. Geauga County Fair. Get your tickets, joggafair.com.
Let's go, guys. We already have our first fight. DeMonte Kazi and Travion Thomas in the first punt drill. That's from Zach Jackson. Football's back.
Attaway.
Football's back. By the way, update, JC Horn is fine. He's watching practice. All right, guys. ESPN acquired NFL Fantasy, NFL Red Zone, a landmark deal with the National Football League to acquire NFL Network and other media assets. ESPN streaming service, which they said could launch this month, cost $29.99 per month, provide access to ESPN's portfolio of professional and college sports, including the NFL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, and NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, as well as shows such as SportsCenter and Pardon the Interruption. ESPN is quite literally taking over the world.
Is that where they're going to put Red Zone? Is it going to be firmly in their streaming paywall?
Yep. 45 minutes of commercial, not free football.
That's going to be nasty, bro. We are losing recipes, man. What happened to the game that I loved?
That's just like the easiest thing to have and not mess up in the whole entire world is NFL Red Zone. Like if you're looking at just like one product for any consumer that you just simply cannot mess up no matter what happens, it's just something everyone loves with no commercials. You make a shit ton of money off of it. Like they can do the banner in like we do. You can put a couple of those in for every touchdown or something. Don't give me commercials.
All right, guys, WNBA has a dildo problem. This is the third instance of a dildo being thrown on the court while ladies are playing basketball, and they're all green. Is this an inside job?
It's definitely an epidemic, right? Like all kidding aside, like the social videos have been, I don't know, I guess you could say humorous, but because okay, there was one and it was just the absurdity of it, like that there was one on the court and then there was another one and everybody was doing like the George W. Bush meme, like a second, one has hit the court. Yeah. But then now that we've gotten three and Sophie Cunningham put out the tweet to like stop throwing them on the floor, they're going to hurt somebody. And then she got hit with one last night. It is weird. Why does this keep happening? Two, who is doing this? No one's doing any reporting on after these people
I haven't seen one person
get kicked out. I haven't seen one arrest. So who is doing this? Three, why are they all neon?
Is this a way to get them talking about
inside
it?
job for ratings. Caitlin Clark's injured. Caitlin Clark's injured. They're like, plan B, let's chuck dildos on the floor. So do we think this leaks into the NBA? Do they throw do they throw sex toys for men on the NBA courts this season?
I had a serious thought and a non-serious thought for you guys on this. My serious thought is this is just so messed up that this is happening in general. Like if this was an issue in any other sport besides the WNBA, it would be to the bottom of it after the first time it happened. It would never happen again. Like people, they would tackle the friggin' person who did it. It is just I'm not saying it's a double standard or anything, but it's kind of ridiculous that the WNBA athletes are being treated like this. It is being objectified. Just having a sex toy thrown on the court, that's kind of messed up. Man.
I don't know if it's that deep, but imagine
I don't say it's that deep, but it's pretty messed up.
Imagine
it's very messed up. I think we need to note that as well out loud. But my non-serious thought about it is Kelsey Plum might just be the Jeff Teague of the WNBA.
Until somebody gets hurt, and I don't know if somebody will get hurt, it's funny.
Yeah, but they're consistently
they're just trying to play a game.
Yeah, they're consistently interrupting play. I think is the thing too.
It's weird.
Even it is weird. Because
there's a lot of weird things that are funny
in a regular NBA season. Because all of this has happened within the last 14 days. You don't even have a water bottle getting thrown on the court in 14 days, 3 separate times, let alone once. So the fact that this has happened with this specific object 3 times, it's weird.
We need to be real. Look at every team's secure. Who are we checking at the door, bro?
Yeah,
so now this is a serious thing that's been happening. I don't care what you guys got to touch and feel up to figure out how they're sneaking these in. but we got to step up security and we got to figure it out, bro. Like, I don't know where they're putting the dildos, if they're in their pockets or what, bro. But we got.
I mean, I've seen microphones get banned at the door at Progressive Field.
Yeah,
I mean,
like we gotta cut this out,
in
bro.
a Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, come on, man.
I mean, there's ways to sneak in a dildo if you know what I'm saying. But
Start
imagine
checking
like
in there too. Bro.
imagine like John Hamm from Mad Men. They're in a marketing meeting and they're like, Caitlin Clark's out. We need ratings. Dildos.
This is insane. If true,
If
that
true,
would be,
that would be like such a story to whoever uncovers that is gonna win a Pulitzer. But
Big J journalism.
that would be
back.
an insane Untold on
but
Netflix.
it kind of is puzzling. Like, why are they all green? I think that's the part
Because they
that
want you to really know what it is when it gets on the court,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Like
true.
it's not you. It's unmistakable what you see when it's bright neon green.
They
And
are
it's-
getting a whole lot faster with kicking it to the sideline and throwing
that
a towel
first one
over
where
it.
everyone was just looking
Yeah.
at it
The
and they were all
camera zoomed in on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first time you're like, holy shit, somebody just threw a dildo on the court. But then the second and third time, it's like,
Now they're getting sick of it.
Well, there was videos going around last night that they caught somebody in the stands with a fourth neon green one like underneath their
so they
seat.
caught someone.
So they did like the video was so chaotic where it was like security and then zoomed in on it under somebody's seat, but it seemed like somebody was locked and loaded.
So this
with
is
a
a
fourth one
this is
ready
a
to go.
coordinated attack across the country.
No, it is.
So it's either
It's
either an
100%
inside
an
job or
inside job.
someone like really hates the WNBA. And they're like they probably got some like Reddit subgroup.
'Cause,
and they're
like,
this is
the
But it's
Batman.
also
We're
like, can we
coordinating
be honest? Like, what the hell are you doing with your life? If you're
Right.
going out of your way, because I'm assuming if you're bringing a dildo to throw down the court, you're not a WNBA fan or someone who genuinely enjoys WNBA basketball. So you wasted your money on a ticket, parking, bought a dildo just to be the asshole who throws down the court who nobody even knows. Like, it'd be one thing if you thought you were funny and it's like, oh, like I'm gonna get 1 billion views off this. I'm not saying you should do it because of that, but like at least I can see where your end goal is. Like, you're just being an asshole. Like you probably wasted north of $100 for a laugh that you might have squad wiped the group chat on the ha-has, but like that's it.
okay, but when you get like 7 ha-has, your day's made.
Sophie
Not
Cunningham.
$100 to throw a friggin' dildo on a WNBA court.
What if
though.
they just
To
have a
Sophie
plethora of
Cunningham's
dildos?
credit, I mean, she took
She handled
this
it well,
like
yeah.
a champ. Like, she leaned into this, so she tweeted all. Okay, pause. I didn't mean it like that. She tweeted on August 1st, "Stop throwing dildos on the court. You're gonna hurt one of us." And she quote tweeted it last night and said, "This did not age well." So it's like funny that they're at least.
She's even smiling on the sidelines and stuff too. But yeah, Kelsey Plum is the Jeff Teague of the WNBA. She is like a minor character involved in every single story.
I wonder, like, is this like a give a mouse a cookie? Like, is this going to become like every WNBA game this happens?
Look,
Because
there are
it's also
things like-
with every dildo, it's picking up more steam online,
that's the
and that's
thing
only
is,
encouraging
are
this
dildos
activity.
back?
Like in Detroit,
Did they ever leave is the
for the
question.
Red Wings, whenever they make the playoffs, they always throw an octopus. It's like a tradition.
Right, right.
Like they could, but I'm saying like if they don't like
Just
cut the
go
shit
with
and
it.
stop it now, it's gonna keep going.
This
That's gonna get
can't
bad.
be it, bro. This can't be it. You
No.
can't. No. It can't be.
The issue
Saying
is
the
though,
WNBA can't just roll with it?
how do you
No, they
stop it?
absolutely.
Do you
How
want
do you
kids to
how do you
watch?
stop it though?
Check them at the door. Stop
Well,
letting
I mean,
people.
they have
But
facial
Rob,
scans on people in
what
buildings
if
now.
What
like,
if they're hiding it inside them?
I'm saying, bro.
It's a thought you have to have.
Everyone needs to keep checking. them,
There's-
bro. What are they washing them when they get in? Then, like, how do they look?
I haven't
clean?
seen a report that said they're clean. I don't know.
All right, my fault. But listen, we gotta the way they check girls' purses and stuff when they go to the Guardians game and they're in there doing all that
yeah,
stuff. Bro.
there's
it's
no
very easy to find.
And if you got to cavity
But there's
search
no
the usual
metal.
suspects,
Yeah, what
then
if-
they got to do it, bro. I don't care.
You're gonna
Like,
tell
that
everybody to
is-
just drop trow at the door?
They might have to, bro. We might just have if they're gonna be late to the game, late to the game. But we can't let this keep sliding, bro. Like, there's got to be some pretty quick way to figure this out. And I don't think everyone's taking it that far to hide the dildo like that to get in the game.
agreed.
and
I can't
then
even
throw
bring
it
a
on the court,
like a water bottle into a Browns game.
You could. if
Yeah,
you
but
put-
somebody-
This is just
right.
lazy security, bro. There's no
It
way
has
that
to
they're
be.
hiding
Get
it that
CFC
crazy
security out there in those
to get
yellow
in and be like,
jackets.
oh yes, I'm gonna throw it on the court today, and then no one even knows who you are.
It
Like,
also
they're-
you're a
like
loser.
whoever's throwing like they've got to be seated somewhat close because like unless you're absolutely hurling it
there-
from the upper
yeah.
deck, like It's got to be somebody that's close. I'm so curious to see how this unfolds. Like, this is one of those bizarre stories that, like, they probably should put an end to. Like, everybody online is getting their laughs because it is a little bit funny.
It's hilarious.
And like, I even think Sophie Cunningham's thing of, like, you're going to hurt one of us was a little tongue-in-cheek.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but if I see somebody chuck a dildo at, like, Jason Tatum while he's playing, like, that's funny. Like, I don't want him to get hurt, and obviously that was probably a bad example to use because he's literally hurt right now. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't want it to keep occurring, but it's funny.
I think
I'll stand
it's just,
alone
like,
in that
the
opinion.
Deeper, I think it's like the deeper meaning of like the lack of respect towards the
Sure,
women in the
if
sport
that's-
and like
if it's
a female sex toy.
Right.
I think we can read between the lines that these people are.
It is
Okay,
messed
wait.
up, but we
The
all
dildo
agree
specifically is for a reason.
messed up can be funny.
What if you threw, like, a pocket?
It's
you
messed
know
up
what?
because it's a professional setting. It's not a
Right.
place
That's what
where
I'm
we
saying,
need
yeah.
to be funny.
We also have a little bit of clarification. Somebody just tweeted the video at me, and thanks. I'm glad that I get to see it again at Nick Padone 12. So the other one that was under the person's seat. So this is what's a little bit messed up about it. It was a misfire. They meant to throw it on the court, and it actually almost hit a kid.
Oh, someone underthrew.
Somebody underthrew
Like
it.
Colt McCoy armed it, bro.
Yeah, somebody left it short, and
Wait, they hit a kid?
and it almost hit
Oh,
a kid. I'm looking at a
no.
video
Oh,
of a
no.
little kid like standing on their chair,
And
and
see,
it's
now-
just laying there on
and
the
now that
floor.
kid's- So they
And
missed the other
They
one.
missed the court.
Boy or
It's like,
girl?
It's like 6 row. It's a little girl.
That's
Jeez,
so
jeez,
messed
It's-
up.
it's
dude.
messed-
Like,
that's what's
like,
messed-
like to
and
go
it's-
watch your heroes for the
Yes.
first time in professional
That
basketball.
little girl's mind
and you
is
get hit
now-
like what
and-
a
and
we
now-
have- we have
and now
such a-
imagine that
like, society
conversation
has been
for the
screwed
parents.
since Kimoji broke the App Store,
Mommy,
whenever the hell that
mommy.
was. But like we've hit an all-time
Mommy,
bottom.
what is this thing that just hit me in the head at this
bunch of
W?
sick fucking people?
They missed it by like 6 rows too. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Who are we,
whoever's throwing
Paxton
the
Lynch back there.
Yeah, it was not. These people are close. They're definitely in the lower bowl behind the hoop, but they're not like.
So how do you explain that to your daughter?
So there seriously was
the ride
almost a
home.
4th one. It was just the person short arm.
That is so messed up.
It's like I
The
don't
little
know.
girl,
But the
like-
thing is, I keep circling back to I don't know how you stop this.
how are they, bro? They're just not checking people.
They're not checking.
They're not
They're
checking
when
hard
you
enough.
don't give a
through.
shit. That's the
Those
issue.
those people that are checking the purses, like those people are so mindless. They take that little orange stick and they
Half the time
half-heartedly
it goes off. They don't even do anything.
Yeah, they poke around the back. They're looking
So
for.
now we
They're
have
looking
to
for
pat
weapons.
everyone down. We have to pat everyone down to stop this dildo crisis. I fear.
I don't think people are. I think people are putting them in a bag.
Ironically, the little
So
kid,
have
the little
everyone open
kid in
their
this
bag?
video has a bag on the seat.
This is what I'm
So
saying.
that's part of the. That is part of the
Bro,
problem.
when I go to the Gars game, they do way too much with this, bro, on the bags. Do that
They
at
go
every
through every single nook and cranny.
Do that
of
at every
people's purses.
WNBA game. Pat everyone down who comes through the thing. Use your discretion. It should.
It would also just
able
be
to
nice if
easy
we didn't have to
stop.
solve it. You know, people just didn't throw sex toys on the court.
Well, no,
at
it's a
professional sporting
thing
events.
now, so it's gonna continue.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
All right, we are way over time. We talked about dildos for like 20 minutes, guys. All right,
GG.
we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate Fairway Forward. Appreciate Garage Beer. Shout out the 2025 Jogga County Fair. Go get your tickets. It's this month. You don't want to miss it. We'll be there. Plenty of enjoyment. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Same people, same time. Until then, enjoy the grainy footage of Browns at Panthers, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.